John A. Ashley once said that it seems sometimes that we get so caught up in missing the past or looking forward to the future that we forget that this, right here and now, was once the days we longed for and will soon be the ones we miss. When I first read about this assignment, I was so caught up in thinking about what I could use to represent the past and what I could use to represent the future that I lost sight of what I could use to represent the present, who I currently am. So I had to make a conscious effort to find something I could use that would really represent me wholly in this chapter of my life. My name is Cassandra Smith. I have been through a lot and will go through a lot more. But none of that is as important as who I am at this moment. For my first item, I chose a book. It's called The Way to Silence by Heather Gudenkauf. The reason I chose this book isn't really about what the story itself is about. It's more of my story in relation to it, and the title. So when I was 12 years old, it was March of 2011, my mom had been in and out of the hospital for the past few months. My sister and her friend were down from college, visiting over spring break. They were helping out around the house as my mom was still recovering and my dad was having to start going back to work. We had a late night trip to Walmart, and we were there for quite a while. So within that time, I found this book, I started reading it, and I got about halfway through. I called up my dad and begged him to let me get it, and I got it. I finally finished it, and it was amazing. But within the next month, my entire life changed. My parents were dead, I was traumatized, and I could feel the weight of silence suffocating me. Now, I've always been an open book, telling people a lot and saying a lot of things, but they don't really realize, because of how much truth I mix in with what I say, that I don't reveal a lot. It's not the words that I do say that hurt. It's the words that are left unsaid, the ones that sit there and lay claim to my mind, that weigh down on me. They have a vice-like grip on my throat and my mind to where I can't even breathe. It's suffocating. And when I do open my mouth to let these words out, they're stuck on my tongue and I just can't. They won't come out, no matter how hard I try. My past is a game of manipulation, trying to get away with saying so much, but saying as little as I can, so that people never really think, never really stop to realize that there's a lot more to the story. Obviously, there have been quite a few hard times in my past. So the object I chose for my present is kind of goes along with that. It's a necklace, one of my mom's old necklaces that I found, and it's a series of 3 rings that are intertwined, each having a different word. One is faith, one is hope, and one is forgive. I've had to have a lot of hope to be able to get through this. If you'd asked me back then, when I was 12 years old, where I saw myself at this moment in time, I wouldn't be able to give you an honest answer, because the only answer there was that I didn't. I didn't see myself this far in the future. I didn't see myself even making it. I could never have guessed that I would be standing right here in front of you, having gotten so much better than I was before. A lot of that has to go along with faith. The faith that my family has shown me has allowed me to have hope that I will get better. And then forgiveness. There are nights where I can't sleep, and I sit there and I have to stitch myself back together because I'm haunted constantly by memories of the past and nightmares of the future. And it's hard, but I look in the mirror and I've had to learn to forgive myself, and forgive myself for what I've done and what I've said and what I haven't said. This goes along with what I chose for my future. A jar of sand. Seemingly insignificant, yet it means a lot to me. It represents freedom and travel and wanderlust. It's like I was born into this cage of lies and manipulation, of silence. And so I have this jar of sand to kind of represent me breaking free from this cage. What I hope for the future is that I hope to be able to be free and be able to explore and actually be there in the future. And that's a lot of hope that I could not have said that I had when I was 12 years old. So this whole assignment has helped me to accept that while the past, silences, and future dreams will always affect me, they don't define who I am now. All of my items, the book symbolizing the suffocating weight of my past, and the necklace that shows my constant struggle to be a better person and to get better, and this jar of sand that represents freedom, my hope for freedom, are all a part of my story. And I've told you different stories today, but in the grand scheme of things, these are all chapters. They're all simply chapters, and they will never make up my whole book. These items, and maybe even the stories that I've told here today, will hopefully live on even after I'm long gone. And maybe one day, all of you will be able to see my story and see that I've gained my freedom, I've broken through in my faith and my hope and my forgiveness, that I've been able to break past the weight of silence that I previously had. Thank you.